Sarah here with Signals Everywhere, and today I'll be showing you how you can use the power of Multimon-ng in Audacity to help you decode audio in the field. If you're interested in software-defined radio and radio communications in general, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. Today I'll be introducing some free software that you can use to actually extract raw data out of various audio files. The one we'll be working with today was provided by the Hackasat Space Security Challenge 2020, a CTF-style hacking competition for learning about satellite communication systems. This CTF event had a lot of really cool challenges for us, but the one that I just couldn't tear myself away from was 56K Flex Magic. And this is one where they're essentially emulating the audio of a 56K modem, and they're asking for us to decode information from it in order to access the communication system's ground station. Let's go ahead and start off easy. One of the first things we were told to do was find a phone number for the ground station. As you can see, we have some DTMF tones, so let's go ahead and fire up Multimon-ng and get those tones decoded. Before running Multimon-ng, I wanted to print out the little help page that came along with our documentation here. And you can see that once we pull this up, they give us some information regarding the server that we need to access, but there's also some information missing about the ground station phone number we need to obtain. So we're going to use Multimon-ng to actually decode these DTMF tones and print them out for us. If we run the command by itself with the H flag, it'll go ahead and print out the help file so we can get an idea of all the available commands like demodulation, removing different types of demodulators, and this allows us to basically remove all the demodulators and then add in only DTMF, so that way we're only looking for a DTMF demodulator rather than to demodulate anything that it finds. It's not a necessary step, but it is one that in this case I did want to use. So if we move down the screen here, you can see that I've entered the commands necessary to add the DTMF demodulator and point it to our wave recording, and you can see that it has now spit out a phone number that it has decoded from the DTMF tones. If we go back to our original documentation, we can see that it is indeed a 424 area code phone number that then proceeded by 555-0182. So we do know with fair certainty that we have the correct phone number and can move on to the next step. From here, I really want to show you the power that Audacity has when it comes to decoding certain types of signals. If we take a look here, this is what a normal audio file looks like when you first import it into Audacity. Now, if we move over to the upper left corner here, there's a small drop down we can click on, and we can switch this to several different types of views. The one that we want in this case is going to be our spectrogram. From here you can see everything already looks quite a bit different, and the interesting thing with this is that it will now allow us to take a deeper look at the audio file and pick apart where the data is coming from so that we can better tune our demodulator to find the data of interest. From here, this is where things become interesting. See, we have an uplink and a downlink audio frequency that has data encoded in it. So in order to look at each side separately, we need to be able to tell these two pieces of data apart. So what I'm doing here is dragging the screen downward. On the left, we have a list of audio frequencies that will, as we pull this window open, will give us a more detailed view of roughly what frequency these uplink and downlink tones sit at. From here, we can now more clearly see the data, and we can give our decoder a much better idea of what frequency to look at when performing our decode operation. Let's go ahead and take a quick listen to what this snippet of audio sounds like. Now we can take the information that we've gathered and pipe this into Minimodem. I'm going to go ahead and print out the help page again. We're going to need to do a couple of things here. The main thing is we're going to want our mark tone and our space tone. So these are the binary bits of mark and space, 1 and 0, however you would like to put it. And then we're going to decode this as 300 baud Bell 103 ASCII. So we will enter 1200 for our mark and 1000 for our space. Now if we look back at our original audio data, we can see that roughly at about 1200 we have the top of our audio frame, and at about 1000 we have the bottom of our audio frame. As that audio moves up and down, we can get our decoded information. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out a few more flags here so that way it sees it as a transmit carrier 300 baud. And we're going to go ahead and run this through the file, which is our wave file called recording.wave, and see what it spits out. So as you can see, there's a lot of data that's being picked up as it finds some carrier information going through the file. And if we look, we do have one piece of information that stands out. And right here we have Rocketman3077, which is indeed the username that we needed to find for our challenge. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to ascertain the password throughout this challenge, but I still thought it was an interesting opportunity to show you the power of Multimon and Audacity together, and just give you a little more idea of some of the tools that you can use when you're trying to decode information out in the field. If you found this video useful at all, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. And for those of you who have been supporters of this channel, I wanted to give you an extra special thank you for, just sticking with me through these hard times. I know that content hasn't been coming out as quickly, and I know this was a bit of a short video, but I am dedicated to getting this channel back on track and getting these videos coming back to you guys at a fairly normal pace. For those of you who may or may not have noticed, I've had a lot of things going on in my life recently, a lot of pretty big changes. I'm going to leave a link to my personal vlog in the description below. There's really not much for video on there at the moment, but I hope to start making some videos in the roughly near future. And if anyone wants to talk or has any questions, feel free to hop into our Discord server. I'll be more than happy to talk with you guys. signalseverywhere.com/Discord. And again, a huge thanks to all of my patrons, especially who stuck in there and continued to be patrons despite the lack of content recently. It is greatly appreciated. I love every one of you guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.